Do you think Bitcoin is private? This might be a surprise to you, but it's not. It's not anonymous, but it is pseudo-anonymous. And there is ways to take care of that and protect your privacy using Bitcoin. If you want to learn more, keep watching. But first, if you haven't done so yet, by the end of this video, you would like to do so, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet either. We're posting videos every single day, keeping you guys updated on everything that's happening with crypto, our opinions on how things are developing and what you should do to keep yourself safe and aware in what's happening in crypto. If you want even more information, you guys can check out our CT Club. A link for it is down below in the video description. They get a much more intimate details of how we are dealing with our own cryptocurrencies. You get access to our portfolio, trade alerts, market updates. So Bitcoin is private? I think not. It is pseudo-anonymous. Do you know what that means? It means that basically the activity that's happening on the Bitcoin network and on a lot of cryptocurrency networks generally is public information. You know that coins can move from here to here, from this wallet to that wallet. You don't necessarily know the specific owner of this wallet or that wallet. That information is not publicly known according to the block explorer of the blockchain. But if you go through something like KYC, know your customer protocols on an exchange, for example, the exchange will ask for your name, address, tax ID, a lot of information from you, and then you purchase cryptocurrencies using that exchange. That account on that exchange is intrinsically tied to your identity. And as such, if anyone wanted to, they could trace where you send your coins from that exchange to another wallet, and they can either assume that you are the owner of the other wallet or you have some type of connection to the owner of this other wallet. In fact, there are companies called Chainalysis or CipherTrace that are really good at collecting data that's of the transactions happening on blockchains, forming the patterns, making the links to this KYC information, or if anyone has ever publicly announced that they are the owner of a wallet, let's say they wanted to receive donations, for example, they can start placing points of confirmation of ownership. And from there, they can trace, the activities of what's happening. And a lot of governments, a lot of law enforcement agencies would love to know this information, especially if they're trying to track down any kind of criminal activity. And this is usually why a lot of criminals actually don't like to use cryptocurrencies because of this fact. But there is a way, and in fact, Satoshi Nakamoto himself recommended that people would generate a new wallet every time they were to receive funds. And now you can do this through HD wallets, not hardware wallets. HD stands for Hierarchical Deterministic Wallets, also known as BIP39 wallets. These allow you to generate a new public key every time you want to receive a payment from someone else. So in this way, you're not giving them, because basically, here's really quick, if you have a public address, you can plug it into the blockchain explorer and you can see all of the history, if there is any, of that particular address, all of the comings and goings of those coins. Now, if you give that public, let's say you have a public address you've received many deposits into, you made some withdrawals from, and you want to make another deposit, and you want to have someone send you some Bitcoin. So you give them that public address. That person very easily can just copy and paste your address into a block explorer and see the total amount of Bitcoin that's ever interacted with that wallet. So that's a lot of personal information. It's kind of like showing someone your bank statements. And so an easy way to do this, if you are using an HD wallet, which a lot of hardware wallets are, like Ledger and Trezor, for example, they allow you to generate a new public address every time you want to receive a deposit from someone, so that for all that person knows, they know that this wallet has no history other than the deposit that they just made or about to make for you. So it's a way for you to kind of compartmentalize your transaction history from the otherwise general public. This also helps to obfuscate a little bit the transaction history of your private key, the seed of all of these transactions happening. If you divide it up through different public addresses, that also helps to protect your privacy. Also, there was a recent upgrade this past year from Taproot, a Bitcoin upgrade called Taproot, and among a lot of other things, it does help the availability for privacy features to be implemented onto the blockchain network. And you know me, I'm going to be keeping an eye on any of these upgrades that are now going to be happening thanks to Taproot. In the meantime, if you guys are also looking for other sources and other people who are really into protecting your privacy online and with cryptocurrencies, I highly recommend checking out the YouTube channel for Naomi Brockwell, NBTV. She's an amazing source and an OG in this cryptocurrency space, and I couldn't recommend her enough. That's going to wrap it up today, though. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. I appreciate that. And hit subscribe if you want to get more, because we're putting out videos every single day. My name's Heidi, and this is Crypto Tips. I'll see you soon.